For those who don't know, the information is on the Oregon City website.
There's a jug handle closure?
There is a closure of Highway 213 at the intersection with 205 for the jug handle and bridge replacement. And that will be from 8 p.m. on Thursday, March 22nd through 4 a.m. on Tuesday, March 27th. So it will be a 4-day closure, complete closure. There'll be detours to get you over to 99E and on to 205 during that closure.
And I noticed in the plans that Abernathy will be closed through traffic during that time.
That's correct.
So that's a major
Washington will
alternative.
be closed from 12th, I believe, on down. So how are the Park Place people supposed to get in and out? Are they going to have to go like to Carver and...
We'll need to come down, get on Redland, get on 213, and go up to Washington. It's
But I thought that was going to be closed.
no,
213 will be
Abernathy.
like a T intersection.
Yes.
So you just can't keep going straight, but you can come down.
Well, don't have them go on Washington Street. That's going to be the whole problem.
Has everybody seen the video of, on the website for the jug handle of them doing the bridge sliding?
I'll have to see that.
It's
I
awesome.
haven't
The
seen
time
it.
lapse. Oh, it's awesome.
Amazing.
Are they going to photograph this one the same way?
It's going to be streaming. They take a still shot, I think, every 15 seconds or so. But it's on our website now, so you
Well,
can watch
that
it.
time lapse video is just amazing.
Wild.
It's like it's like watching ants. And the whole thing, the way they demolish the old one and slide the new one in there and hook it all up. The last thing you see is a pickup truck driving across. It's like, we're done.
The rapid bridge construction allows the construction timeline to be shortened. So there's no closures of any 213 road during the daytime, and the construction timeline is shortened by 6 months with this method of construction.
So it takes 4 days to put that bridge in, and 4 years to build the Oregon.
So we are requesting that folks. It's going to be
Go on
difficult to
vacation.
get around.
We're not
So
going to
please
have a planning
plan.
commission meeting at the end of that month, are we?
I'm going to be in Bend.
I mean,
I
seriously,
scheduled vacation.
Well, I don't think we have any applications coming forward at this time.
can we just cancel that?
Well, no, because if we get an application and it's time sensitive.
I'm going to be gone as well. I'm taking Chief Engineer Crash Hour's advice, and I'm leaving town.
Okay.
Just for the record, I don't know if any of you were in town on February the 16th when the 3-car accident occurred on 205. You could
Yeah,
not.
I had to go on 205. I had to get to work.
Yeah, you could not get off of Washington Street.
Yeah.
It took me 25 minutes to get from the McLaughlin House down to Singer Hill, 10th and Main, and to the light.
Yeah, I didn't get to work till 9:30 in the morning.
25 minutes. And I said, if this is a precursor to what's going to happen when the thing is closed, we are out of here.
did, yeah.
I could not comprehend
Stay
that in
home
the
and
24 years I've lived here, I've never seen it that bad. I
Stay home
mean,
and read.
I pulled out of my driveway and there was a line of cars as far back as I could see. It was up 7th Street all the way to almost to the demolished church. It was just unreal. And I mean, I just don't think, you
On the
know,
plus side, I was coming home after working graveyard, and I just laughed at everybody.
I'm glad you did because it was not fun. And I left early that day.
So,
I was-
Tony, what else do you have for us?
We've got the South End concept plan. We've sent that out for a request for proposals, so we're hoping to have a consultant on board May or June of this coming year to get that concept planning for that South End area and the UGB expansion from 2002, get that going. Just to let you know as well, we're putting together our preliminary budgets for 12-13 fiscal year, which starts July 1 for us. And included in that, based on the works, the retreat that we did with the City Commission, right now my budget includes $25,000 to update the sign code and to start working on that project. It'll probably, just based on workloads and existing projects that we have, it'll be later, probably more towards the end of the fiscal year of 2013. But we do have funding for that. They've decided they want to move forward with it, so we will be doing that. Concerning the Willamette Falls Legacy Project, so the partnership that we've created with Metro Clackamas County, the state of Oregon, to look at the Blue Heron site. We're continuing to do due diligence on that property. The trustee is, we've been in communications with the trustee, but we are trying to make it clear that, while we do our due diligence, if the private investor would like to come in and step into that project, we are not here to be a hindrance to that. If the private side is able to put it together, we think that's wonderful. But in the meantime, we're going to continue to work with the trustee to try and answer the outstanding due diligence questions we have. And that process is going to take months, not weeks. So this is going to be, we've still got quite a bit of work to do.
Tony, I know you've answered this question before, but is it in the urban renewal district?
No.
It is-
No,
It's not.
It's made up, there's one tax lot, a very, very
is.
small, I think it's half an acre of the 22
Yeah.
that just is in the district, but the majority of the site is not.
Any ideas about doing that?
Not at this time.
Okay.
No, I
Not
think
in this
we've,
environment.
yeah. I think we've got enough, there's a lot of outstanding questions that need to be addressed. Obviously,
Well, I guess
it's
that's-
on the table as a
Big
funding
liability.
opportunity, but
Yeah.
will we do it or not, I think is a discussion that, still needs to be had.
Yeah, that's probably a bigger liability than Clackamas.
That's what we're trying to figure out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just from the gut.
Yep. Just to give you a heads up, we did
Before
it.
you move on, is it okay to talk about the email that I forwarded to you? Since I don't know the answer to the question. I just assumed somebody was going to get back to me about whether somebody was talking to the Sustainability Institute of U of O, so,
I would have to get back to you. I'm not sure the conversation that David Fraser had
okay.
with Mr. Liberty concerning that option. Right now, we don't have any rights to the property, so it's a little premature to be. The sustainability project down at University of Oregon offered services for that we could consult with them, pay them to come in and do work on creating a project for Willamette Falls to try and answer some of the questions we have and whatnot. But at this point, we're not in a position to start entering into contracts with folks to do that type of work.
You can't do work on somebody else's property.
Well, as I understand it, they were working like last year with the city of Springfield, and I happened to be able to look at the results of that, and I was pretty impressed with the product. I mean, it was like, for the labor you were getting, it was pretty darn cheap, but is that something where the Institute will only do it if the applicant has title? Because when
I'm
they
not
did-
sure. I'm not sure if but this is a decision we're making.
Okay.
We're not going to start that process. Not at this time.
Anything on the Ermitanger house?
It's moving along.
It's we just architecture and engineering consultant's been hired to begin that work. We made it through the first round for CBDG money request. It wasn't 100%, but it was still a significant amount. A large proportion of the requests that we made. So
What does
we.
that mean, the first round? So we've been funded, or we've made, I mean,
No, they're-
let's say they had 5 people, and
Yeah.
we're now
Yeah,
in the
we-
beauty pageant with 3 contestants.
We get another interview. Yeah,
Okay,
kind of.
well, that's-
so it's no funding's been granted at this
Okay.
point, but it's still on the list.
Do we need any more letters of,
Not at this
additional
time.
letters of support? We sent one, as you know, sent one from.
Might be small potatoes, but did you talk to the Kinsman Foundation?
I would Christina Robertson
Okay.
Gardner and Scott Archer. It's
Yeah.
really Scott's project, so
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
I don't have all the details. Just to give you a heads up that we did a pre-app back in January for Packland Walmart on the site across the old Younger landfill site where they came in last time around.
Rocky Younger?
So
Does Rocky still own the site?
no, they own the site, but Rocky owns the access from the site to the light at Beaver Creek Road. But Walmart, Packland bought the site years ago. So looks like in their application, it looks like there's at least one conditional use in there, which would bring it up to the Planning Commission for your review. But they have not submitted. The 6 month on the pre-app is good through probably July, mid-July at some point. So just to give you a heads up that's out there. We're going to be trying to get back to you. I've got 4 applications for the Planning Commission vacancy. And last time we did this, we went up to community development and held the interviews there with all of the planning commission members. So we were going to do that same thing, and the mayor. So we're going to try and schedule that again, just based on we don't have a whole lot coming forward in terms of land use applications for hearings. So we'll probably do it on one of the nights
Yeah.
that we would have our normal planning commission meeting, but we'll do it up at community development most likely. Just an update too that we've got the natural resource committee filled and moving forward. I've also got one of the goals of the city commission is to look at the peninsula out at the Cove, where we did the work a couple of years ago. Well, it's been multiple years now for the bank stabilization. So that there is money in my budget to look at that as well. We've also
We should have got TARP money for that.
TARP money.
Yeah, bank stabilization. We could have got a couple $1 billion.
I was going to say, you gonna kick them for me?
Yeah, hang on here. I told Charles that I was going to utilize this big rubber band.
So we've got one of the goals of the city commission is to go after a designation of Tree City USA for Oregon City. So we are in the process of getting that put together, and it'll be run through one of a subcommittee in the Natural Resource Committee. And we've also had 3 heritage tree applications submitted, 2 on private property, 1 on public property. And so we're going to run those through Natural Resource Committee since they have multiple members who are arborists, who are in the field, foresters, and then make that recommendation as they forward it on to the city commission for their determination. And so in 2 of the instances, it's great. Private property owners have come forward, designated trees on a tree on their property. And
Last year, Lake Oswego wrapped theirs in gold linen.
what? Gold what?
Gold linen.
Really?
The heritage tree?
The heritage trees.
Oh, trees.
Yeah, and they had a little tour. They were all artfully decorated in different motifs.
Well, you've got experience, and we'll rely on you to help with that.
We'll-
Tie a
I'll
yellow
sew it
ribbon.
all up for you, sure
Tie a
enough.
gold ribbon around the old.
We'll do it now while it's cheap and there's only 2.
I just thought I'd throw that in, you know.
Where's the public one?
Public Works master plan site,
Yeah.
the entire site.
Yeah, we had an AmeriCorps volunteer that got really into it.
Anything else?
Nope, those are the updates that I have right now.
Looking at the calendar for March, not to belabor the point, but are we I mean, I just want to, all of us that are here, we're scheduled for the 12th and the 26th, and I'm trying to figure, again, I want to be above board that you're already saying you're gone.
I'll be out the 26th.
I'm
All the way-
gone.
The week of the 26th, I'll be out. I'm gone.
Okay, duly noted.
So
We
don't
won't-
schedule any
While we're
meetings
on the
that day.
discussion of vacation, I'm going to be gone from April 21st through the end of the month, so if there's
There
a
won't be any meetings.
meeting at that time, I'll be gone.
All right. So really, the pressing thing is to get the planning commission interviews done. So maybe we'll try and get that one in the first meeting in March. Get that out of the way so we can get that to the mayor to fill that spot.
Sounds good.
So April 21st through April 30th, or through
Yes.
June 4th, which is the last week of the month? For you.
April.
May, excuse me. Sorry, I'm already ahead.
April 21st through the end of April.
Which is the 30th.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'll actually be gone until May 7th.
okay.
I'll be here.
Do we have any items coming up? All right, so I think we're gold, Paul.
Okay.
Are we done?
We can go out of town without worry.
We're adjourned.
Thank you.
Thanks, you guys.